stand by for action.
Thanks for joining me. My name is Dave Milner. I am the Unpleasant Blind Guy, and I want to welcome you to part one of this episode of the Unpleasant Blind Guy on EDL Radio. Now remember, if you want to contact me with comments, questions, show suggestions, Awesome American suggestions, I'm available at UBG Contact on Twitter, or I can also be found as Dave Milner or Agador, that's Aggedor, on Mublet, the Tea Party Community, Spreely, Minds, MeWe, or Gab. Now let's begin.
I'm standing on a rooftop looking out over London. Off to my left, far away in the distance, I can see just that faint, red, angry snap of anti-aircraft bursts against this steel blue sky. About 5 minutes ago, the guns in the immediate vicinity were working. I was up here earlier this afternoon and looking out over these housetops, looking all the way to the dome of St. Paul's. I saw many flags flying from staffs. No one ordered these people to put out the flags. They simply feel like flying the Union Jack above their roofs. No one told them to do it, and no flag up there was white.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. I hope, indeed I pray, that we shall not be found unworthy of our victory if after toil and tribulation it is granted to us. For the rest, we have to gain the victory. That is our task. Let us therefore brace ourselves to our duty, and so bear ourselves that if the British Empire and its commonwealths last for 1,000 years, men will still say, this was their finest hour.
We shall not fail or falter, we shall not weaken or tire. Neither the sudden shock of battle nor the long-drawn trials of vigilance and exertion will wear us down. Give us the tools, and we will finish the job.
We shall go on to the end. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
I'm out on my own, walking the streets. Look at the things that I meet. I feel like I want to go home. What do I feel? What do I know? But I still believe. I still believe through the shame and through the grief, through the heartache, through the tears, through the waiting, through the years. For people like us, in places like this, we need all the hope that we can get. Oh, I still believe.
Well, good evening and welcome to the English Defence League radio show, broadcasting from blogtalkradio.com. The English Defence League radio show, the truth and the voice of the EDL. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, The banner of the show is English Defence League Radio Show, Hate Hubs. And here's the script. And once again, thank you, Dave, for the slides. And the script this evening. Welcome to the English Defence League Radio Show with your host, Jeff Spider Mitchell, and my wingman for the evening is Dave Agdor Milner. Tonight we'll be discussing hate hubs. The real ones are different from Sadiq Khan's hate crime scam. These hubs are in communist China, the boardrooms of soulless mega corporations, the backrooms of political dirty dealers, and at the centre of the death cult that is Islam. We'll expose them so you can know the truth. No surrender ever. All that's necessary for evil to prevail is that good men do nothing. And of course that was by late Edmund Burke. And those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. That was, of course, by the late great President John F. Kennedy. So without further ado, have we got a show tonight? Oh, we got a show tonight. Yeah, we got a show. Have we got a show tonight? Good evening, Dave. As I pass it quickly over to you, brother. We've definitely got a show tonight, haven't we, mate?
Good evening, Jeff. Good evening to everybody in the UK. Good afternoon to everybody in the States. Hello, everybody around the world. And, of course, off Earth. Yes, Jeff, we have got a show. I thought you were going to go. We've really got a show. Have we got a show? Yeah, we do have a show tonight.
Have we got a show? Quickly over to you. Yeah. That's what I said.
Yeah, we do have a show, and we've got a lot of things to cover for our UK brothers and sisters. Yeah, we are going to go away a little bit, and then we'll come back to the UK because that's where it all winds up tonight. Okay.
Look where we are, Dave. We're 13 days in. Don't forget. Last week, Boris Johnson prorogued the Parliament until Monday, I think it is the 14th. And so
that's
the Queen's speech could be, and of course there's nothing they can do about it because it was sanctified by Majesty herself. So not a lot they could do about that, could they, Dave? Oh dear, oh my.
Well, it depends highly on what Queen Elizabeth has to say tomorrow, and as Americans, we don't have royals, so we usually don't pay attention to that aspect of politics. But in this case, the Queen's speech tomorrow before Parliament,
I think it's going to be people will be definitely tweaking their ears tomorrow to listen. See exactly what she has to say about things. Because there was a few insults thrown towards the Queen from the opposition benches of what she did. So that's actually she might say something. You don't know what's in the Queen's speech. She's normally quite diplomatic, emanatic is probably the word, and graceful in what she says. But at the same time, she might want to put things to bed with these people. I don't know. We shall see, Dave. Interesting. The only time I'm like you, never really listened too much to Queen's speech unless it was involved with what's going on in this country towards Brexit, things like that. My husband and I. You know?
But this time it does involve that and the prorogation of Parliament. And for Americans and other listeners worldwide. Basically, this would be like shutting down the Congress of the United States, and it all has to do with the fact that this Parliament, Jeff, and you know this, does not want to sanctify the vote that the British people made in 2016.
They're a rebel government, Dave. I hope you don't mind me saying. I didn't mean to interject, but I feel like they're a rebel government against the people, and even against the Crown in a lot of the cases. There you go, Dave.
Well, yeah, this is the UK version of the Washington swamp. That's what it is. And those gators and snakes and things like that slithering around, they want everything their way and they're not getting it. So yeah, if people in the States, you may want to tune in. I'm pretty sure the BBC will cover the Queen's speech and things of that nature, because this could be an important moment in history. Because Brexit is important in history, and to that, Jeff, we're going to do our best to get back to Brexit. In fact, that's kind of the way our story is wind.
A lot of adverts saying what happens. Are you prepared for Brexit on the 30th? This is the adverts I've been seeing on the TV lately, Dave. It is so. I really, truthfully, now I know that this is going to happen. Simply because otherwise the adverts would be totally negative towards Brexit. I'm seeing some positive things on the adverts, Dave, that definitely they're going, mate. That's it. We'll have a party on the show when we do, won't we, mate? Sorry, Dave, I'm spoiling the run of things here. I just wanted you to know what's going on over here, buddy.
No, that's what this show is for, Jeff. That's what this show is for, and I like the observations too, because this is in a lot of ways, guys, how I learned about politics and trends and social trends and human psychology and all that kind of stuff was through observation. Never poo-poo observational science, because it worked for a long, long time, thousands of years, and some great stuff was done through it. And as far as politics and human nature and things like that go, there's nothing wrong with some good, solid human intelligence, human observation. But Jeff, we're going to get back to Brexit through the other stories. But there's some things, a couple of little housekeeping details. Just want to get through first. Number one, I was on Kaiser's Castle, got to say it, on Friday, and that went about 2.5 hours, and I'm going to section that out at the Unpleasant Blind Guy page at Spreaker.com. Starting on the 19th, you guys will be able to hear it. It'll be in 3 parts, because we went 2.5 hours, Kaiser and me.
Well, that's a long show, Dave. Did you think it was going to go that long? Did you believe it was going to go that long? Normally, it seems very long, brother.
I didn't know, Jeff, but when we get started talking, it does tend to go long. But anyway, you'll get that at there, but also I have released the full long version of it. It's available, Dave Milner or Agador, whichever you want to look at. It's available through MeWe. My accounts on MeWe, Minds, Spreely, and of course I'm always Agador on Gab. So just look there and you'll find links to that. Now, the other thing I want to do, a little bit of housekeeping. Guys, if you haven't heard the Thursday English Defense League radio show, the one for Thursday the 10th, you haven't heard it yet, do go back and listen to it. And I say that because I've been knowing Jeff for 7 years, all right? And he had one of the, Jeff, I want to brag on you a little bit. He had one of his best moments, in my opinion, ever on this program on Thursday. You guys got to go back and listen to that. It'll touch your soul, what he did. Do go back and listen to that. Yeah. Well, Jeff, you heard it.
I've got to say, Dave, that was what you said on there. I did, sometimes because you're taken in by what you're actually saying, emotions and that. But to hear you actually say something after with emotion, I knew that it was one of those gems in time, wasn't it, Dave? When I was captured in time. And thank you for those words, Dave. It's appreciated.
It's only the truth, man. It's only the truth, man.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Now let's get into the show. Couple of things that we didn't get a chance to cover on the 10th, we'll cover now because we got off into Syria and a few phone calls and whatnot. But we were talking. One of the things we were talking about was the cultural encroachment of communist China into the entire rest of the world. I mean, you see things like in researching for this, I came across facts such as the fact that, if anyone had seen, the Iron Man movies, in one of those, there was something like about a 10-minute scene put in specifically for the Chinese market, and you can only see that, I guess, if you're in China. But that's Hollywood pandering to China. We see this all the time now with entertainment, and we see it with sports, with this whole controversy surrounding the Houston Rockets general manager voicing support for Hong Kong, which of course Jeff and I support the people of Hong Kong as well. We stand with Hong Kong, and that got into a big controversy. And this here that I'm about to play, came from a few days afterward, and this happened, and I'll clue you guys in, especially you guys in the UK. Americans, you may well understand this, but especially for you guys in the UK, I'll clue you in on this after I play this little audio clip that I have. It's about 2 minutes and 15 seconds long. Jeff, you ready to hear about this one?
Yes, please, Dave.
All right. Now, this, guys, comes from NBC 10 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, here in the United States. Remember that name of that city, Philadelphia. And this comes from an incident involving the Philadelphia 76ers, 1776. Here we go.
Fans were excited to come out and enjoy this preseason game between the Sixers and a team from China, but it all comes in the middle of an international dispute involving free speech, the NBA, and China's heavy-handed reaction. Tonight's game between the 76ers and China's team, the Guangzhou Long Lions, went on as planned as an international firestorm hangs over the Wells Fargo Center. And on the sidelines, Sam Walks and his wife held Free Hong Kong and Free HK signs that were confiscated by security in the first quarter.
We brought two signs. One said Free Hong Kong, one said Free HK, and we were just sitting in our seats near the Chinese bench.
Then, in the second quarter, this happened. Both got kicked out of the game when Walk started yelling, Free Hong Kong. As someone who used to live there, he supports the movement.
We were saying, Free Hong Kong. What's wrong with that?
The NBA's relationship with China is strained following a since-deleted tweet from the Houston Rockets GM Daryl Morey. In it, he voiced support for Hong Kong's pro-democracy protesters that has both outraged and embarrassed China's communist government. This Sixers fan who grew up in China says he had every right to express his opinion.
He is standing in the land of freedom, so I think he is free to do what he feels like to do.
China has decided not to play ball, continuing with its full-court press against the NBA, revoking sponsorships and refusing to broadcast preseason games.
It's this kind of sticky situation. I kind of see both sides where it is freedom of speech, but obviously someone was offended.
League Commissioner Adam Silver says he regrets that the Morey comment offended some fans in China, but adds,
we are not apologizing for Daryl exercising his freedom of expression.
The NBA says the number of pro basketball fans in China doubles the U.S. population. Fans have mixed reaction to the controversy. Some just hope for a quick resolution.
I hope they just let them play, just let everyone get involved.
Financial experts say $4 billion is at stake between the partnerships and the live streaming. We'll continue to monitor what happens next. In South Philadelphia, outside the Wells Fargo Center, I'm Denise Nakano, NBC.
Yeah, $4 billion, people. That's what the key is. The Philadelphia 76ers are willing to throw away all the symbolism of the city that they have their team in and all of that for that $4 billion. And Jeff, before I let you grab a bite into this, I just want to explain some of the symbolism to some of the people who may not know. Philadelphia is the city where our Declaration of Independence was written. It's a city where our country was basically born. All right, it's a city where our first Congress met. It's a city where freedom of speech itself was born. And yet, what happens when this young man and his wife, this young man who used to live in Hong Kong and is an American now, goes and just says Free Hong Kong. Okay, he gets thrown out. And I just have to say that for the
who threw him out? Was it the security staff that threw the gentleman out and his wife?
Okay, it was the security at the arena, but this is down, Jeff, to the management of the Philadelphia 76ers and the NBA.
Exactly.
All I have to say to this is, you guys are basically selling out your own country's principles. The country, by the way, which allowed you to build up such a large money-making franchise, by the way, you ungrateful a-holes, for money. You need to check yourselves because you're Americans first. Okay? This makes me sick. Okay, Jeff, but please go ahead, man. Your comments.
No, I feel for you, Dave, because I know exactly the actual Philadelphia is so important to the American people. And what they've done there was breaches everything that the United States stands for, what they built the country for, where they signed the first Declaration of Independence. This is just unbelievable. I mean, for goodness sake, this is National Basketball Association, for goodness sake. They're causing... This is blown up. The world knows what's going on. It's not just something's going on. I mean, a gentleman and his wife thrown out of the ground simply for saying, cheering along Hong Kong. What has he got a right to say that? Is it like this country, freedom of speech is dead? Speaks freely? I thought that's your First Amendment, isn't it, Dave?
Yes, it is.
First
it
Amendment
is. That's part of it. Yeah.
That's disgraceful, Dave. I feel
Mm-hmm.
for you and my American brothers and sisters out there because that is disgraceful. I hope something's resolved. Otherwise, I think the NBA will be losing money over fist because people like yourself, Dave, who are patriots, and you've got a hell of a lot of them in the United States. They love their country. This is unacceptable to them. They'd rather switch off. They'd rather go and watch a college basketball team who's not with all this crap, what we're seeing throughout the world. That's what people... It's not about all the big money, big bucks. It takes it away from the game. When you take away freedom of speech, and it's basically politicising your game of basketball, Dave. They're politicising it by doing that.
Just like they politicize the
wrong.
game of football.
It's sport, isn't it, Dave? It's got nothing to do with politics. But the opposition now are making it about politics, and I think, Dave, it's disgraceful, brother.
Yeah, it is, man, and it doesn't stop there, Jeff. Now, what I'm going to play next is a little bit of the program from the Blaze called "The News and Why It Matters." Okay, this was from the 8th. All right, this is going to be about a minute and about 1 3/4 minutes long here. What it has to do with now, you guys in the UK, I'm sure you get South Park, which is it's a cartoon show put out by a couple of guys who do satire. Okay, they're and they pretty much take a poke at everybody, left, right. It doesn't matter. They do a lot of current event stuff, and this comes through it came through in one of their episodes called "Banned in China." The South Park, for those who don't know, centers around 4 or 5 young kids, and they go through various adventures and do current event stuff and things like that. Believe me, it works.
Kenny.
The show's been
Poor Kenny.
Yeah, I know, man. Yeah, everything. Oh my God, you killed Kenny. Anyway, that's the thing. Okay, it centers around, and somehow, guys, it works. Okay, I haven't been watching them lately because they've gone off into the lefty thing a little bit too much. But they've been on for 20 years, and they put on an episode that really China did not like, and you're going to hear two things in this little audio I'm going to play. You're going to hear what China did about it, and you're going to hear the response from the producers of South Park as well. So Jeff, if you're ready, I'm going to hit this one. Ready?
Dave, I heard this before. Please, I can't wait, mate, to hear what goes on here.
All right, guys, you're listening to the English Defense League radio show. Here you go.
the NBA preseason games, not the only thing China has banned. Also South Park, because South Park.
And I love what South Park did.
Yeah,
this is what Americans should do.
Yes, yeah. So South Park, of course, they had an episode where they were, basically sticking it to China. Watch.
This is all wrong.
No, it's good, kids. They're loving it.
Yeah, but I can't sell my soul like this. I want to get away from that farm, more than anything. But it's not worth living in a world where China controls my country's art.
什么？你这个还不起我？
I don't care how many people you have. I've got something in me that just won't let me be a part of all this. Yeah, whatever it is, I've got it too. Yeah. I want to be proud of who we are, guys. And anybody who would betray their ideals just to make money in China isn't worth a lick of spit.
I mean, how did they call it? Remember, they released this before the controversy.
Yes.
Now, I know it's an ongoing issue, as you pointed out, Jason, but, talk about a well-timed episode.
Oh, I'd like to be in front of NBA headquarters with a giant truck full of speakers just playing that over and over again. I mean, what they said, do you have the quote?
Yeah, it's up here.
Listen to this. Like the NBA, we welcome the Chinese censor into our homes and into our hearts. We, too, love money more than freedom and democracy. Z doesn't look like Winnie the Pooh at all. Tune into our 300th episode on Wednesday at 10 p.m. Long live the great Communist Party of China. May the autumn sorghum harvest be bountiful. We good now, China?
I love how they worked in the promo for the episode in the middle of it, too.
I know.
Brilliant.
I know.
Brilliant.
And that is it for this time. Next time, part 2. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for listening, and may your God go with you. Goodbye.
The Unpleasant Blind Guy is copyright 2019. Anno Domini. Now for Dave's Canes. Extras that help you navigate the new media world.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Hey, this is Michael Wright.
And I'm Shannon Wright.
Join us for The Right Way with Shannon and Mike, Monday through Thursday from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on SHR Media.
Why are they joining us?
For fun things like sports, politics.
Oh, maybe some news and entertainment?
And all kinds of other things.
Money and recipes and events, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so join us Monday through Thursday, 7 to 9 a.m. here on shrmedia.com.
From a public locker inside a dilapidated Long Island rail station comes a show designed to piss off liberals using truth, facts, and ridicule. The Lid Radio Show, featuring the conservative voice from the People's Republic of New York, the Lid himself, Jeff Dunitz. Tune in every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com. At Lid Radio, we fight for the truth, justice, and a good kosher T-bone. If you don't listen, Hillary Clinton might sneak into your bedroom in her housecoat late at night and blame you for her election loss. It's the Lid Radio Show with Jeff Dunitz.
It's your business diva here, Melanie Collette. I am inviting you to a front row seat as I discuss some of the most intriguing details of wealth and finance with today's movers and shakers in the world of business. Listen in and discover financial truths on a global, domestic, and household scale. Uncover topics that will impact your wallet today and in the future. Money Talk with Melanie airs Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. East, 2 p.m. West, right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Talk Radio. You can't afford to miss it.
The new show on the SHR Media Network, Sackheads Against Tyranny. On shrmedia.com. Go there quick like a bunny, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Wednesday. Live and direct on the SHR Media Network. shrmedia.com. Be there.
Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, a mere 2 miles from the state capital, the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be heard every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Pacific and 11 p.m. Eastern, only on the SHR Media Network. Go to shrmedia.com to listen. You can also watch on the SHR Media Facebook page and the SHR Media YouTube channel. No goldfish were abused in the making of this ad.
Hey girls, Carry Girl Gear is here. More and more women every day are concealed carrying, participating in competitive shooting, and getting firearms training. It's not a boys' club anymore, and we don't have to shop in their stores anymore either. Finally, a cool and unique clothing line just for women. Dope tees and hats for the patriotic concealed carry and 2A girl. So what are you waiting for? Go check out carrygirlgear.com today.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.